So today I just wanted to talk about F1 visa processing and guides, for people who are people who are interested in searching for going for visa interviews. These are just processes that you need to put in place before you make any move. You don't just um, uh, get in, get on to start looking for going for interview. There are so much involved, and these are some of the things that your VOs pay attention to without your knowing it. So their attention is not just focused on you appearing before them at the embassy, but also your planning. And these plans have three parts. One is the part that has to do with you. The second part is the part that has to do with your school. And the third part is the part that has to do with your embassy, the embassy where you're going to. So these are the three parts that involves your visa interview. So the first part is finding a school. So each time you think about finding a school, think about a solution, providing a solution or solving a problem. Don't think about going to school because your mates are going to school or people you know are going to school. No, that's not the reason for education. Education ontologically is meant to provide a solution or to solve a problem. So if you are not ready to think out a problem that you need to solve, forget about it. I always tell people, candidates during interview sessions, why do you choose this school? You are choosing a school because you want to make sure that your school aligns to your dreams. You don't just want to go because people are studying this, like, people are studying mechanical engineering and you just jump in there. People are studying law, you just jump in there. Look at the history of your life and find out what is the reason or what are the reasons for me to choose this school. Your school must be able to align with your dreams. So, just like they say, if you pick the wrong school, if you pick the wrong school, definitely whatever you're going to do there will not go as you want. Because if your school does not work in sync with your dreams, then it will be difficult to actualize that dream. So that's why it's very important to choose the right school for your right studies, for the things you want to study. And when you are choosing a school, I want to also mention this again. Don't just, oh, you just go on Google and type in schools in America, and then all thousand, there are more than 8 million schools here. And then you just go and pick more than 5,000, more than 10,000, just go and start, picking any one that you feel like, okay, this one is giving me admission. When you're picking schools, pick schools um, that are also very um, uh, that has has a rate or that has rating, because most times people don't understand that every school, the schools in America are being rated. So, for instance, you can't compare Harvard and Oxford and the rest of them, all those Ivy schools. You can't compare them with any other school. When you go to the embassy and you want to study at Harvard, the interviewers know about this school and they know the kind of rigorous processes that it takes to get admission in those schools. I don't think they usually would want to like question you so much because they know before that school picks you, they know that you already know why you're going there. They know that you already know what you want to do. So check many schools that people are applying. Once the interviewers get to hear about them, it rings a bell. So these are some of the criteria that they are also on the background considering what those schools are doing and how much the school invest in their candidates. So these are some of the things you need to consider. Secondly, when you choose this school first, after choosing this your school and looking at all these things, then you start talking about admissions. You start, applying and looking into admissions, talking with your um, uh, international offices. And when you start managing admissions, this is the time that you have to start involving. If you want a scholarship, ask for it. Talk to your international office. Ask them about scholarship options. Sometimes you may get the option. Sometimes you may not get it if it's been utilized. But always open your mouth and ask that question. Do you have scholarships for this program? This program that you're studying, can I get scholarship to help me in my experience? So these are some of the things you need to ask. Most times you may not get that information unless you ask for it. So always ask and negotiate for it. Then after negotiating for these options of for um, uh, scholarships, then you apply. And after your applications, if admission is granted to you, the school will now issue I-20. This I-20 is the document that contains a service fee, a fee that registers you with immigration. So with the immigration, I think customs, border, and the homeland security. So this service fee links your school with the I-20, which gives you a certain status, a student status in the United States. And after that, you pay your service fee. The options are online. Just go online on Google and type service fee, and then you get that option. Then once after you get your service fee paid, then you apply. You go to the U.S. embassy.gov.ng or so. So you apply, or you just type DS-160 on Google, and then it will pull out a form that you can fill up all your personal information. And then after doing that, you have to also, of course, upload a headshot photograph and then submit it. And then after submitting, you also pay for your visa as well. But usually you pay for your visa before going into DS-160, because there's a code that you need at the end before scheduling for your interview appointments and dates. Then the main reason why we're here, your visa interview. So when you have been able to certify all these preliminaries, the most important thing now comes, because all these things are just setting the grounds for your visa interview. On your D-Day of your visa interview, your interviewers expect you to do a lot. They expect you to know, first of all, where you're going to, the school you're going to, why you chose that school, why you chose the course you're doing, who is sponsoring you. And if you have someone who is sponsoring you, make sure you have all the information regarding the sponsor in case that those questions comes up. And if you are the one sponsoring yourself, make sure you also have a detailed information about yourself to prove that you'll be able to handle this this process. So these are some of the things that your VO may want to know. If you are married, they may want to know about your background, how old, how long you've been married, if there are children. All these things are just to establish ties. And also, when they ask you about your family, sometimes they may want to know how many siblings do you have and where are they. All these things are just to make a connection. And then when they ask you about if someone has been sponsored by your sponsor, is also to make a tie. So always have those information handy because they help a lot. Then when they engage you with some of these questions, they expect you to talk about them in a very conversational manner, not with tension, not with trouble, but talk about it in a way that it makes you feel comfortable to talk about it, not in a way that you feel tensed up. Because if they believe that if you are honest, you don't have to worry about anything, you don't have to lie to impress, you don't have to shake yourself, you just have to be who you need to be. So these are some of the things that they also want to pay attention, because they're body language experts. You need to understand that. So when you're talking, they are putting everything into context. Your eye contacts, your expressions and everything. They put everything into context. And they're doing all these things for you to convince them. If they feel doubt for any reason, your visa will be denied, because They say, in dubio non agere. That's what the Latin people say. In doubt, no action. Once they suspect any iota of doubt, your visa will be denied because you are the one who failed to make a logical argument, a logical analysis of what you want. So that's exactly why I am here, and that's why this YouTube was created, so that we can answer those questions. And I want you to continue to watch in the next upcoming videos to follow up with me on how to answer interview questions. So I'm making this video so that you can make a backtrack of what you need to do, how to start this journey, and then you come to where the interview comes. Then at the end of the interview, they will issue you a document clearing you for visa passport collection, and then you pick your passport and Japa. So these are some of the processes. So it's kind of very simple, but it's very complex. Complex in the sense that you have to systematically follow one after the other. You don't just have to jump. You don't have to just have to. You don't just have to just feel like you can jump one after the other. No, they are systematic. And when you get to the embassy, you will see for yourself that all these things work together: your school, the embassy, and your plans. So when you also visit your visa interviewer, your VO, they want to that course of study or that program you want to study. They want to do one thing. They want to know about your history past, your history present, and your history future. Your history past is how you came about this journey. Your history present means what you are doing currently. How does what you're doing currently connect with your history past, what your journey with this course? And your history future is what do you intend to do with this course once your program is done? What do you intend to do? All these things, you have to put them together in one synthesis. You have to integrate all of them together to present a case. And what they are looking for is the validity of your case, the soundness of your case, not the truth or the lies of your case. So your interviewer are not there to listen to you to know whether you're saying the truth or not. That's not what their interest is. Their interest is make sure that your arguments are valid and they are sound. When you're projecting your syllogism, make sure it's logical, make sure it's believable, make sure it's convincing. You may be saying the truth, you may have all your money, all your accesses and everything, but you come there and just mess up the whole thing. So in summary, intelligent people don't pass visa interview. Smart people do. That's what I've learned from my own experience. Intelligent people do not pass visa interview. Only smart people do. So with this, I leave you with this video as I encourage you to please like, subscribe, and share. I repeat again, please like, subscribe, and share. So see you again in the next video as I look forward to meeting you again. Thank you and have a wonderful day.